Welcome into the sanctuary, everybody. It's good to be with you here on this picnic Sunday and have that opportunity for us to move into that open receptivity, being one mind, one heart, one body, one beat in life, and celebrating that and allowing it to be that which is raising and praising and uplifting and advancing and adding to and enriching all that is. And that's the calling today. And it's interesting that Ernest Holmes calls us today to look at one of our beliefs. And the belief today is that we believe that every single one of us can and is in the process of realizing total emancipation from all discord, and that this goal is going to be achieved by everyone. That is no small statement. To be emancipated, liberated, freed from all nature of discord is a huge concept. And sometimes because it is, we look at it and we go, yeah, I don't think so. Not in this lifetime. How many times have you heard people say, not in this lifetime? Well, why not in this lifetime? Because there's only one lifetime anyway. You're living your one lifetime. If you say not in this lifetime, you say this is never going to happen for all eternity. Well, how morbid is that? Because you and I are living our eternal lives now. There's only the one life. It ebbs and flows. It morphs itself all the time into something else, and that is all transition is. The morphing of this self into an expanded awareness of itself in a higher awareness plane. That's all. So let's not ever say again, not in this lifetime, if it's something good, because that means you're postponing whatever that is for all eternity. Oh, it tires me out even thinking about it. And so, my dear ones, this is indeed a wonderful fact or principle of our beliefs that we're looking at this week, because oh my gosh, what a week we've had. This has been a very interesting week. The week before was a very interesting week, and it seems not to be changing very much as the weeks go by. So what in tarnation is happening, we can say. Or you can think like some of the people who have been talking to this week, say, oh, the world is just going to hell in a handbasket, that's all it is. I mean, really, what's the point? You know, it never seems to change, never seems to get better. In fact, it seems to get worse. Well, that's not true. Life is always getting better. Life is always moving ahead and going forward. It is the nature of life to become more of itself all of the time. And so we have to get ourselves around this so that we know what to think and what to feel ourselves and what idea we have about what's going on at home and abroad. It's all home anyway. And we have to be really strong and willing to face into the breeze, into the wind, into the storm, into the fire, into the gale, whatever it is, to be able to lean into it and know I can withstand it. And I can overcome anything because of the power that is within me that I have aligned myself with consciously, and only when I have aligned myself with it consciously, because if I go into something unconscious, I'll be withered up in a puff, and that's the way of it, because I will not have the faith. I've been having a light shining on me for I don't know how long. Ooh, see, this is magic. Now all is well. And the men at the back are happy. And it's always my joy to keep the men happy. Always, always. And so here we are. Now, we have to look at this whole situation and ask ourselves a real honest question. I was pondering what was going on in Britain and France and Greece and everywhere, and Africa and Asia and all of these places where there's a lot of dissonance and there is a lot of discord and there's a lot of very many hotspots. And so when this thing went down in Britain, in England over the weekend, as I was contemplating and had been praying, it came to me that perhaps right now, all that's saying is that not enough of us are ready yet to embrace what has been our calling for quite some time now, and that is to support and to work steadily toward a compassionate world that works for all. That we're probably not in the space yet whereby we have the spiritual and intestinal power and courage, fortitude, to embrace the whole world as the one race, the human race, the one family, the family in spirit, and understand, whether you like it or lump it or not, we are one global community now, and what happens in one place affects every place. That's just how it is. We made those decisions to move into that experience, and now we're moaning and groaning and belly aching about it, you see. And so it's a challenge. It's a deep, deep challenge, because I must be ready in the process of saying I support a global community and I want a compassionate world that works for all. And I will not be happy or satisfied until every child on this planet is safe and secure, has enough to eat, has a good education, will grow up into a productive adult and live a good life. I either am going to stand in this and be whatever it requires for this to happen, if it's going to happen. It can't be just a little lovely thought in my head. And if it works out, it works out. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. It's affecting, everything is affecting us. I cannot be free until everything is free, you see. Because I am everything and everyone is me. And we're in the one soup together. It's one breath, the breath of life, and each one of us breathes into it, wherever we're breathing into it, whether we're breathing into that soup toxicity or whether we're breathing into that soup, health and wellness and healing and love and all of that affects the whole thing. I can't jump out of the soup pot now and say, I don't think so. They can do without my beans. Well, they can't. Beans are very important. And so here's what you are called to. Here's what I am called to now. Do I really stand firm in our commitment to support a compassionate world that works for all, or am I going to go back into the isolation of nationalism, which I have every wonderful good feeling about? I believe in nationalism, but I believe in it as a sort of a kind of an individualized expression of a group, as you would in a family. Every family is different and has its own sense and sensibility. And I love the differences, the unity and diversity, but not to separate ourselves. And imagine we've gone back into talking about building more walls when you know the adulation we all had when President Reagan said, Mr. Gorbachev, tear down that wall. And when it came down, the joy we felt, the celebration all over the world, and we're still wanting to wall ourselves in for whatever reason. And the reason is fear. We get afraid. There won't be enough for us. There won't be enough for us if we let those in. There won't be enough for us if we give to them. And the those is everybody. It's everybody. And this is not just nationalism. I'm talking about the same thing that happens in families, in friendships, in small communities, in groups. Oh, them. I don't think so. Not them. Not them. These, yes, but not them. You see. And that's the human condition until now. And the reason why we're in the situation we're in, it's exciting. It's going to wake us up and ask us, where do we really stand in all of this? Fearlessly is the response from students of truth, because everything happens the way it's supposed to happen so that good can come out of it. So you and I get to put our money where our mouth is and be real truth students in this situation and say, it's all going to work out. And I will not step away from understanding that I am part of a global community now, and that there is only one community, a world community, and we have got to make it work. because as long as any one group is left out, as long as any one group is in lack and need and poverty and uneducated and so on, no one can rest. It's not going to work, because that's going to become explosive, and it's going to fester, and it's going to create wounds. Now, what side of life do we want to be on? That which supports, that which raises, that which serves in a way that creates good, or that which keeps taking and taking and mine and mine and mine? And it goes back to that one thing when once upon a time you and I were very, very small children, and the first time we got a sense of me as opposed to self, me, my toy, my toy, my toy, that's mine, my toy, mine. We couldn't even speak straight sentences, but we knew that was my toy, mine, you can't have it. And so there was the first chance for the me-me's to set in. Me, 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 you know? And it begins there. And our mommies and daddies, God bless them, tried to get us to share, even prize the stuff out of our hands to share, to show that we were a good boy or girl and that sharing was a good thing, and to stop the tears in the other child who had been playing with my toy, and so on. And there's where it all begins. Then the my toy becomes my BMW, my yacht, my whatever. And we identify ourselves by our stuff and things. Not by our roots and wings, but by our stuff and things. And we categorize ourselves, the haves and the have-nots. And then we go full board into developing our sense of neediness. I want, I want, I want. And the want comes out of, if they have it, I want it too. Not because I need it, but they have it, I want it. And it has nothing to do with need in the universal sense of having your basic fundamental needs met. Now this goes on and on and on. And so we become over-identified with me rather than the self that I am. I am into that sense of the small self and the great self. We had a beautiful little book here called The Great Me and the Big Me. The Small Me and the Big Me, and it was a wonderful book for children, but I mean, adults got so much more out of it than even the children did, I can tell you. And when the little one turned to the mother and said, you know what, Mom, I think at the moment you're into your small me. A 7-year-old. And the mother was so thrilled that the kid was actually listening and paying attention. She knocked it off, whatever it was she was into. And so here's the thing. This neediness and this wanting more and this feeling I haven't got enough has to stop, because every time I tell myself that, I'm denying the truth of my being, that I am this whole and complete individualized expression of life, and there's nothing I lack and nothing I need. It is already given. There's nothing more that life can give me that life hasn't already given me. What I have to do is now give it to myself in the form of understanding and realization and waking up. Because here's the thing, any one of us who have gone after stuff and things, the more we've collected, the more we have, the more we've gone up the ladder. What ladder? I don't know where that's leading. But anyway, the more we've done it, the more we realize, it's not this. This is not it. This is not it. This is not what I'm looking for. This is not what I thought it was going to be. This is not it. No, something else. Let's be something else. Something more. Something more. And then that has happened all the time in my life because I've been ahead of myself. My mother used to say to me so many times, don't be ahead of yourself, child. Don't get ahead of yourself. And that meant really too big for your boots or something like that. It wasn't a good thing. I know it wasn't a compliment. And so that was, and as I was sharing this morning, that's because you and I have a dreadful, terrible addiction to the past and to the future, and we have no care much at all for the present. We have an addiction to the past and an addiction to the future, and we're always into looking for resolution tomorrow. Tomorrow there'll be resolution. Tomorrow there'll be resolution. It'll happen tomorrow. I'll get it tomorrow. Whatever it is I think I'm missing, I will get it tomorrow. Somehow I will get it. But you see, with all the getting, I'm getting nothing. In fact, I'm getting even less than I already had with all of this looking and all of this getting and all of this wanting and all of this neediness. It's subtracting from what I already have, the truth that sets me free, the self of myself, the empowerment that is mine, that always has been mine, was given to me in that splendid moment when I came into being. And so, even as a small child in catechism class, I learned about the sacrament of the present moment. The sacrament of the present moment. Being here now, as Ram Dass would say. Be here now. Very few of us are ever here now. In fact, some of us haven't even arrived here yet. We haven't. We're here sitting down in a seat, but we're still arriving. We're still wondering, will I or won't, or will I stay with, oh my God, I have this in the afternoon and that in the afternoon, and oh, the mess I left at home today, and I have to face that when I'm going home, and oh my God. See, some of us never arrive, really, where we should be, or could be, or want to truly be. We're somewhere else. We're busy in the past, we're busy in the future. Don't interrupt me now, because I'm in the flow here. I'm on a roll here. I am busy. I am active. I am doing something. I am killing myself here, running from the past to the present and the future. Oh, and all the treasure of now, forget about that. I haven't got the time. I'll get to it tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll stop. I'll pause tomorrow. Tomorrow I will breathe. And it never happens. It never happens. There's no mañana. Isn't that terrible? I've looked in all the calendars I can find. There's no mañana on it. There's no yesterday on it. There's no tomorrow on it. It's always today. Did you? I'm not going to stop reminding us that it's always today. It's never anything but now. And in this now moment, look at you all. There's not a bother on you. You're sitting up there. It's grand. There's nothing on you. I mean, there's nothing coming in to snuff you out or drag you away or upset you or do anything. You're sitting there. You have an opportunity just to be. Be okay, be content, be all right. Be okay in your mind. Tell yourself everything is okay, all is well. Because it is. That's the truth. And if you and I could live from that awareness in the moment right here and now, and not let us go there, not let us go there, because it wears us out and it actually can sicken us doing that. And so what you and I want to do is stop identifying ourselves with what and who we think we are, and what we think you are, and what we think life is, because a think is never what it is. Whatever the think is, it's never that, never. So in order to quieten the mind, to calm the thinking, to put the thinking asleep for a moment or two, you can only do that by being here and now, present, focused, paying attention, mindful. Thich Nhat Hanh, one of my great pals, Thich Nhat Hanh says, think about it. You pick up the cup of tea. You're just picking up a cup of tea. It's a cup of tea. You sip the cup of tea, you feel its warmth, the taste of it, and the joy it brings to you because you love your tea. And you're one with the tea cup, the pouring of the tea, the ceremony of the tea. I don't do that with coffee. I only do it with tea. Coffee doesn't have the same effect on me at all. I didn't grow up with coffee. I grew up with tea. But if I grew up with coffee, it would be the same. I would do the same thing. When I have that moment of focus, now I can assure you, if you do this, do it with your coffee or your tea or your water, whatever is your drink of choice. And when you're just one to the whole thing in your presence, nothing else is happening. Not a darn thing else is happening. You have no consciousness of anything else happening. You're just one with the moment. You're in the moment. You're totally present, and everything calms down. Everything stands still. There's no past, there's no future. There's no thought other than the appreciation for what I am doing right now, what I am interacting with right now. And it's a very peaceful thing. Don't take my word for it. Try it out. Never take a word of anybody for anything. Try the stuff out and figure it out for yourself, because that's all you can do. Because guess what? Not a thing I have to give to you, not a thing I'm here to teach you, not at all. I have nothing to teach, nothing to give, because you have it all already. And you don't need to be added to. What you and I need to do is remember that life is not about addition, it's about subtraction. That's what it's about. And I'll keep reminding us of that. We're not adding anything onto us. We're subtracting all the junk, all the nonsense, all the misunderstandings, all the erroneous thought, and all the labels that we've slapped on ourselves or allowed others to slap on. Some of us walk up to people and say, here, I have a space there, slap on another label. Yeah, tell me by all means who I am and what I am. I'd like to know. You see. So your life and my life now has to do with taking all of these off, getting rid of all of these things. One power, one presence, one infinite being. We either believe this or we don't believe it. We either think from that, feel from that, and be from that, or go along with the nonsense, the no sense, the illusion, live the illusion, and the delusions that follow out of the illusion that I have embraced. And be okay with it and stop moaning and groaning and belly aching about it, because that's your choice. That's your sovereign choice. And you've every right to choose that. But if you choose to live in the illusion, at least tell yourself, I've decided to live in an illusion. So what? You could if you wanted to. That's my sovereign decision. So I'm embracing it. I know I'm living an illusion. And if we do that with our whole hearts, whole soul, whole power, whole might, we'll get so fed up with it, after 5 minutes, we'll jump out and say, okay, been there, done that, bought the t-shirt, doesn't work. Now I want to wake up. Now I want to have another experience, a higher experience, an advanced experience that's only going to come not from anything out there. We need. We should be singing the songs, I need. What do I need? The next new idea, the next new toy, the next new guru in town, the next new discovery, the next new great breakthrough in spiritual understanding and awareness, and run out there to find it, and so on. The group, the individuals, whoever it is that's putting all of this new stuff together. Here, I've got something to tell you that you haven't known until now. I've got something to tell you that, this is new, this is big, this is a breakthrough. Come, and I will give you the secret. We're sitting there waiting for the secret all the time. We go to all of these things and we're waiting to be told how we can become what we already are, enlightened. How can you become what you already are? How can you get what you already have? How can that be given to you? You already have it. So really what this teaching is about is saying to you, listen, by Jove, you got it. It's all yours. You have it already. You're not missing anything. You're not lacking anything. There's nothing you haven't got that you should have. In fact, you have everything, and so much more than you imagine you have. And what are you doing with it? You're like the guy in the scripture story. You've gone away and said, oh, I don't think so. I could lose this. I'll dig a hole and put it in there. And so when he comes back and looks for it, at least I'll have it intact. And I can say, here, there you are. I was there, it's safe and sound there. I'm giving it back to you. That's what we do every day. We give life back the gift that we have been given when we don't use what we have been given, because we're afraid to, because we have no idea of who we are, what we are, and whose we are. None whatsoever, because if we had, we'd be living in a whole different way, have a whole different life, and be creating a whole different world. So I am calling upon us all today to be what we are supposed to be, these truth students that unite in mind, unite in heart, unite in body, unite in soul, in sacred service to life, however it shows up, wherever it is. Life, l'chaim, to life. That's why you and I are here. We're here to celebrate it, to be it, and everywhere we go to enliven it through the way we think, through the way we feel, through the way we are. And let me tell you, if it doesn't come from you and from me, it's not coming from anywhere. There is no white knight in shining armor going to drive up on a white horse, and there is no great Messiah going to come into town honest with the staff and say, here I am, I'll sort it all out. You are the knight. You are the Messiah. Be and what you are because you can. You're awesomely endowed. You're wondrously made. You are the sons and the daughters of the Most High. You are indeed as gods, and so it is.